Alright, if you could hear me, let me know in the chat right now if you could hear me. Okay, I heard myself just now. I'm watching from my phone. Yeah. Let's see. Is anybody there? I'm checking the chat right now. My manager is here. Is anybody here? Come on. Can you hear me, Complex? I see you in the chat. You there? Alright, wonderful. So yeah, hopefully I get the other people to join. Let me exit out of this, see who else is here. Alright, let's go live. Okay. So yeah, I think the issue was my CPU, was Streamlabs uses my CPU, and we were trying to do Streamlabs for the, I was trying to use Streamlabs for their collab cam feature, but I guess Streamlabs is too CPU intensive for my computer at the moment. So I'm probably gonna have to call off collab streams, unfortunately. So yeah, apologies for the huge delay. It's like we started like a whopping hour and 15 minutes off of schedule. So I should probably get us started. So let's go to my live scene. Oh, you can see all my OBS, funky OBS stuff. We have 14 tracks to get through, and I'm probably going to be going for a good while. So I want to see if I could open my chat from here. From my OBS. Let me just come on, open. Hello, Zale. I see you there. Oh shit, it's 117 for you. Alright, noted, for the Square ID. I'll change that real quick. Alright, so, be back here. Let me just find my chat window again. Yeah, so, unfortunately, collab streams are probably not going to be happening unless I get, like, a new, more powerful computer. Because Streamlabs eats up all my CPU, unfortunately. I'm gonna see if... See if Spock and Step is here, because unfortunately I have to break this news to them. But anyway, I am going to get us started, so just to reiterate, we have our queue here. First up, we have 2 tunes from YWN, then we have Complex. Actually, I might do Complex first, because it's like 1 a.m. for him, and I need him to go to sleep, so I'm gonna put Complex first, then 2 tunes from YWN, then Boom, and then Zytra and the Doge, Hikamori, Winter, and 2 from Irate, 1 being part of Soundboy. Then Dakir, then DeadSec, Lost in the Wild, and then finishing off with Hyper. So I'm just gonna open up my master channel, open up this. I think you can all see it, and let me know if you hear the screen audio, but we're gonna be starting off with Complex with a tune called His Return. Yeah, good to have you back, Complex. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Oops. Ooh. Oh, it's slowing down. I'm gonna turn this down because this is loud as hell. Ooh. That background is awesome. Alright, I think that's it from the looks of the waveform. Let's see if there's any more. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna check the chat real quick. Yeah. So this one, I don't really have much feedback except for maybe that snare. It sounds like it's clashing with something. I can never seem to find my chat now. But, it sounds like something is clashing with your snare. Because the transient is like, it's doing something funny, I will say. But other than that, I'd say this is pretty good. Definitely work on it more because I know it just has an abrupt stop. But other than that, sounds good, in my opinion. I would also say maybe turn down the stereo width of your track and focus on mixing in mono as well, because that's how you get the best mix downs. If it sounds good in mono, it's going to sound good in stereo. Alright. Now we're going to go to one of two tunes from YWN. This one's called Not a Hero. Let me just check my chat real quick. Alright. Let's get on started. YWN with Not a Hero. Let me just delete this one. Just turn my interface up. Ooh. Alright. This was definitely something different, than what I usually do for my feedback streams. And I'm all for it. Yeah, what Zytra said, the vinyl effect is interesting. I don't really have any experience with mixing, like, acoustic settings or, like, stuff in that kind of setting. But I will say this is very well done. Yeah, love me. Hold on. Time to pull an old meme from the book. They like jazz. I am now, a B. I am 00. What's up? It's 00 the B. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's all I have. Now we're gonna move on to your other tune type. I am not gonna bother saying that. I think it's Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. But whatever it is, I don't think I'm gonna say it, because otherwise Twitch is gonna dial 911 for me, because they'll think I'm having a stroke. So this is YWN with Other Tune. I'm just gonna call Other Tune. Alright, let's go. Oh? Ooh! The idea is so sick, it's just missing sub! I want that sub! Please. I am just straight up vibing to this, to be honest. But I still want that sub bass. I'm gonna be honest, the, like, intro, it kind of sounded like, old boss fight before he signed a Monster Cat and started doing all the heavy dubstep shit. But, yeah, only criticism, this is very well done, it just needs sub. That's really all I have to say. Yeah, it needs that thick sub. Yeah. That's really it, because, again, I don't really produce this stuff. I pretty much stick to anything like conventional bass music, like dubstep. I occasionally do techno and, like, some of the older, like, dubstep subgenres. But I really appreciate that you send me some different shit and expose me to all this. Because it allows me to expand my, like, palette of what I've listened to, because I live under a literal rock. Alright. Next up, we have Boom Dubs with Locked Off the Rave version 5. I don't think I'm ready for this, because the stuff that you and Zytra sent me last time, it literally murdered me. Hold on. I just realized something. Meow. Everybody say hi to Forg. Forg, say hi. Alright. So, anyway, this is Boom with Locked Off the Rave, and speaking of Boom, I do need to mod you and Zytra on the Twitch channel, because you two have been active here, so after the stream, remind me, please. Alright, Locked Off the Rave.
Something's gotta happen, so this makes me just go into some next rage. Start thinking of next madness. And I was just on the vibe when I came in. And then something happened. Then when you touched down in the rave.
I'd say the vocals could definitely be louder in the mid. I'm as in mid side. Turn it up in the mid, and ideally vocals should be mono. I'm gonna turn my interface down real quick.
Oh my God. Punch my mama in.
Alright, so one thing I will say, you definitely need to do like some extremely surgical EQ on those like spectral basses, because there's these frequencies that tend to be pretty annoying. They're what I call like vocoder frequencies. Like if you turn the bandwidth down for each of the bands on the vocoder, you'll kind of start to hear like these specific frequencies that tend to stand out. That's generally what happens with like spectral processing and stuff. So you definitely want to do like some surgical EQing. Hello Hyper, just saw you in the chat. You gotta be a little more active. These guys have been, very much, active, so, yeah. So, also, you do need to, I think your sub was following a little bit of the mid on the sides. So definitely check it out. And one thing I really want you to work on is trying to make that mix sound good in mono, because you have a lot of stereo width. And usually the best mix downs, have like this, usually keep it within like, if you can see where my cursor is, that's as far as it could go in the stereo field. So definitely work on making it a little more mono. Other than that, I quite dig this.
Oh my God.
Someday, Boom Dubs, maybe when I get my, my degree, and I need to turn my mic down because I'm redlining.
Punch my mama in.
What? That outro is when my Wii breaks. Yeah, it should. That second drop really got me. It really got me. That was nasty. Again, my feedback still kind of stands. It kind of fixes itself in the second drop, to be honest. I mean, I still hear some of those frequencies, but I think you probably added some stuff where it's canceling them. So, yeah. And also, I want you to make sure your vocals are in mono, because that's where they should generally, vocals should always sit in the center. It shouldn't be very spread out, if at all. And I would love it if the vocals were boosted in volume as well. But yeah, this was good. This was good. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna have to do that later with the mod. I was hoping I could do it here, but I can't. Sad. Alright, next up we have Zytro with Square. We square dancing out the dilute. Boom. EQ. Just really look for where things are like really resonant. Either that or just turn down some of the high end with like a high shelf. But yeah. It's harder than it seems. But the Mobo? What the fuck is the Mobo? Oh. I'm pretty sure it, like most DAWs usually have like a utility plugin where you can control the stereo width. Just slap one of those on the master and occasionally turn the width all the way down so you can take a listen. And also, there is this free plugin from Voxengo. It's the mid-side encoder decoder, where you can actually play with the volume of the mid and sides. So definitely check those out. Other than that, yeah. Anyway, let's get into some square dancing, remaking it out of the saloon with this one from Zytro. Here we go. Yeah, the production on this one is really good. It's probably the best production I've heard from you, but the only real feedback I have, it's more snare feedback, and the clap, I wish it was like, had more saturation and more reverb on it, because it sounds like a little too short. Like, I would reference like older Square 4 tunes, like, namely like High Tech from Spas. The clap there works really well. So, but that's just a personal preference again. Again, take it from the person who hates ominous snares still. Even though you're still making me line up to them. So, alright. Next up, we have Doge. Welcome, Doge. we have the Froge on the stream too. Yeah, there's some stereo on the low end. Yeah, try fixing that a little. I mean, it's not exactly like peaking with the sub in the mid. Like, if you notice. Oh, let me undo the delete. Yeah, you can see it's not really it's not really following the sub in the mid, but there's still some mid presence probably from other elements in there that you might need to work on EQing the low end. Usually, if everything except the kick and the sub should have like a high pass filter on it to make sure it doesn't potentially clash with the sub. So, yeah. Hello, DeadSec. I got it working, but unfortunately I had to ditch Spock and Step because CPU cannot handle it. Alright. Next up, we have Doge with Trucker Dub Remix. Oh, it's that meme, the Truckception meme. Oh my god. The watermark. This is perfection, indeed. This is perfection. No feedback. I quit music. I quit. Doge is too good. He's gonna take over the scene for real. Speaking of Doge, hold on. I want to show. Some of you are new. I think I showed this to you last time, but for those of you new to the stream, the end of Doge. Well, not me. More like Borg. I'm just gonna show you a little preview of it, assuming that it opens. Yeah, I could tell it's still up. It's too short. It needs more song. So, let's show up them the Borg and Doge collab. Hello, Plagues of Disaster. I think I read that right. I certainly hope I did. Alright, this is Borg and Doge, in case you haven't seen it.
What the dog doing? The dog. What the dog doing?
Yeah, that's all you get for now. Also, if you remember my Sounds of Chaos Volume 1 mix, I finally finished. My personal collab with Froggy Dubs. The one called Silly Phone. When that's coming out, I don't know. Maybe soon, maybe not. I don't know. Yes, Doge and Forgy are cooking. Alright, next up, we have another newcomer to the stream, this Hikomori, who has performed at what was Audio Apocalypse, now Eclipsing Skies. They were there for the first year we had it. So, whose tunes have been shown? So we showed one from Complex, 2 from YWN, 1 from Boom, and 1 from Zytra, and most recently 1 from Zytra's Dog. Alright. And if you want to submit, you're gonna have to wait till next week, unfortunately, because I closed submissions early in order to download them. Alright. This is Hikamori with Dark Skies. Now keep in mind I had to MP3 this one, so quality may not be the best, but I'll still give it feedback. Oh, you're one of them? I'm gonna change the color. This is something more clear.
Did you miss me?
You ready? No.
Okay, one thing I will say, your sub is way too low. Right, usually anything below like 30, I'd even say 35 hertz. It's too low. It's not going to play on like headphones and most speaker systems. So just something to keep in mind. Try not to go below C#1 with your sub. Right now you're at like you're almost at the border of the human hearing range, so definitely something to fix there. Also, I'm not a big fan of that snare. Cause it's kinda, like, kicks layered under snares, they don't really mix together very well, to be honest. Like, usually your kick would have their bottom frequency be in the sub-range, while snares would at most have them in, around this area here, like 100 to 150 hertz. Sounds like your snare and your kick are basically melding into one, and usually that doesn't work out in mixdown, so just for future reference. And the snare just needs to be louder in general. Yeah, what Plagues of Disaster said right there. They only layer their kick and snare when they're making house rhythm or experimenting with like different stuff. Even then, it's not really a snare that you're putting under the kick, it's more of like a clap. So, just something for you to know. Let's listen to the rest of this beautiful outro. Alright. There's definitely a lot of things that need to be worked on the production front. You definitely need to check your mix in mono. I noticed it's like very stereo wide in much of the frequency spectrum. If you look over here, there's a lot of like frequencies that are very wide. Hello, Jet. Good to see you. And the bot, of course, never works, it seems. Bruh. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Oh, well, the Discord works. I might not have a feedback command, but I'd have to look into that again, so apologies. Anyway, you need to definitely try to check your mix in mono, because the best mix downs from what I've heard, they all have like a very strong mono image and not that much stereo width. So just something to keep in mind when doing your mixing. Other than that, the drop needs a lot more variation. Maybe do some switching up of some stuff. Because it sounds like you're just using the same bass over and over for the whole 32 bar drop, so I'd definitely do something to spice things up, because otherwise you're gonna rock your audience to sleep. But yeah, other than that, pretty decent tune, I'd say. Could use some refinement, but I dig it. Alright, next up, another newcomer to the streams. We have Winter with Psych 2024. Let's give it a whirl. Okay. I really love the idea, like that, those brassy hits. They hit. But the mixing does need quite a bit of work. So if you notice, there's like a diamond shape in here, in this phase scope. And when you're pushed all the way to the extreme sides, that means your stuff is like out of phase in the stereo field. And you want to definitely try to constrain that to like 50% width at most, I'd say. Also, this thing is like way pushed. It is very pushed when it comes to loudness. Like right there, the short term is minus 2.7. I usually don't want to go over minus 3. And I think at one point it went into like between -1 and -2. And that's not something you want if you want to put your stuff on streaming services. Because I know with Spotify, they want minus 14. But that's at when the peak level is at minus 2 dBFS, which is the little volume meter here. And also here. And we usually master at we usually go all the way to like the point where it's not quite, where it's pretty much at the clip limit, but we don't push it any further. But yeah, mixing definitely needs some work on this, but I do love the idea. Jet, you're gonna have to wait till next week. Join my Discord server and submit when submissions open. I'm probably gonna open submissions later tonight. And make sure you have downloads on. Quick note, next time you all submit, make sure you have downloads on. Cause I can't do it through, cause I don't do it through my browser, cause my browser takes up a shit ton of CPU. And I also forgot to mention with this one, the highs, they're very loud. You'd need to turn down those high ends, though. It's piercing my ears. I'm probably sounding a bit harsh right now. Yeah, the mixing definitely needs work here. I think the main priority for you is to turn down the highs of the entire master track, so you probably need to put an EQ on the master track before, like, the clipping and limiting and that stuff. And just put like a low pass filter on there at around 10K. Cause the highs, they pierce my ears. Other than that, the idea is, like, really good. The sound design's really good, you just need to work on the mixing a bit. So yeah, great song, just work on things a little. Alright, next up, we have Irie, Omnicorum, and X Galaxy with Untitled 12. At least that's the title it was when I got it from the SoundCloud. So yeah, let's listen to some Irie, Omnicorum, and X Galaxy. I am confused. I think, am I missing stuff in this tune? Am I missing stuff? Hold on. Yeah. This is like, I really appreciate that you're going, like, for that experimental, like, kind of like Punishment's new music. But this is just really confusing for me. Like, this entire song, in my opinion, is what my brain is like right now. It's like, it's a mess. Definitely consider listening to Punishment. I think they're tuned from the latest Without God installment on Interval. That one's really good. It's titled Leprosy. Definitely check it out. It's a real good example of this stuff done really well. So yeah. Also, and I noticed you have a stereo sub. Like, the sub is following the sub on the side is spawned out in the mid, which means you have very much stereo sub. And that's, if you want this stuff laid out live, you do not want that. Well, again, it's an artistic choice, but personally I would, because there's all the stuff is already moving all over the place in the stereo field. So at least keep something a little consistent, I'd say. But that's just me being OCD person. Yeah. Next up, we have Irate, a big group of producers with Irate called Soundboys. Soundboy. This is called Hyper Thug Market. Interesting title. You're making it out of the supermarket with this one, so. Just as I mentioned that, it sounds like like supermarket music. Ooh. Oh! Oh, my fella's vocal. Exactly, Zytron. This gives me big Mario Kart vibes. Ooh! Hey, what's up, what's right? Reviewed your track. Definitely look back when I publish a vid on YouTube. This is a vibe, honestly. This is Irate's right now. Irate and a bunch of other people. This isn't techno. It's more psytrance, I'd say. But it would be really sick if you had like the techno kick rumble underneath the kick. At least that's just me, because I like my techno psytrance kicks with that rumble. Oh, hell no, we in Animal Crossing now! Divine Boom! This is real nice. Agreed, Winter. Great way of journey and world building. Wyoming. That ending. This was one. We're making it out of the grocery store with this one. For real. You're making it out of the hyper thug market. This indeed was a journey, and it's very well done. Send this to Nintendo. They'd probably love it. I could see it now. Irate making music for Nintendo. That would be nice. Alright. Yeah, I have no feedback. Yeah. We're marketing our thugs hyperly. Yes. Alright, next up we have, I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Daycare or Daycare? I don't know. Whatever it is, they have something called Death Experience. Let's go. Daycare. Okay, hands down my favorite off the stream right now. The production is so well done. The idea is really well done. Yeah, Initiate vibes. It almost broke the stream like Initiate. The only feedback I have, really, it's way too loud. Like, your bluffs are like peaking like at like -1, I'd say. And that's way too loud, especially if you want to put this on streaming platforms. Like I said, Spotify wants -14 LUFS when your peak level is at -2. So, you need to turn it down, please. Other than that, oh my god, that was great. Alright, next up we have Dead Second Hyper. With, something. I don't think it has a name yet, but I'm gonna name it John. Alright. I really like that like swelling effect you did with the sub. I haven't really heard that before. It really makes this thing really unique, which is kind of essential when you need something to stand out when you have like square 4 and stuff. One thing I will say, turn it down a little bit with the LUFS. And also, this tune is just, in general, way, way, way too stereo. Like, you can see during the drop. Hold on, let me just... You have stuff going all the way to the edges of the phase meter, which means some of the stuff is out of phase in the stereo field. And usually with the mixes, you want it like at most 50% stereo. Yeah, that's really all the feedback I have for this one. Alright, so... Oh yeah, it does have a bit of stereo. So, definitely check that. I think the most important thing you should take away from this is check your mixes in mono, for sure. Because the best mixes sound good in mono, and mixing in mono, to be completely honest, it's really hard. But if you can get it sounding good there, it's going to sound good in stereo. So, yeah. Everything I've listened to aside and try to connect it with anything I've heard before. I have never really thought of that, and to be completely honest, my brain is kind of is jello right now. Alright. Second to last, we have Lost in the Wind with Step into the Abyss. I think your symbols right here have like a lot of like low presence. You need to EQ that out. Either that or you saturated it too much. Alright. Your sub is very much stereo. You definitely need to fix that. But other than that, I will say the classic dubstep, it isn't exactly my cup of tea, I'd say. But I really do appreciate the concept behind it. Like, is this something I would listen to again? Probably not, but I'd say it's pretty well done, to be fair. Like, this gets that, like, 2010, like, old webstep vibe down, like, perfectly. Love the little ear candy that's being panned. Yeah, the stereo field is good on this one. But you definitely need to work on EQing some stuff because I noticed in the interest symbols there is a lot of low end that you don't want in symbols. Like usually you would want to like give it like a high pass, probably around like 500 hertz. So, but other than that, this is well done. I quite like this. All right. Last up, we have Hyper's remix of Marionette by Agony. Which reminds me I need to finish mine because the due date is at the end of the month. So let's see what you have for us, Hyper. Those vocals need to be brought out. Okay, I do have a few things. One is you definitely need to bring out the vocals, especially since the instructions for the remix contest, because I had to look over those because I plan to answer myself. They need to use the vocals. They might disqualify you if they don't notice it. And that's and you definitely don't want that. So turn up the vocals in the build up. Also your clap choice. One, it's very stereo, and you want your drums kind of close to mono. But for the claps, you want to have a little bit of stereo width. But this one is like all the way wide. So, and also I would personally change the snare with something like way, way, way more powerful. Like, I know there's the snare from Dimension 3 by Code Pandorum. I think that would work so well here. Like, it's extremely punchy, extremely compressed. Just huge amounts of power. So, consider that. Let's listen to the rest of it now. Oh, we're getting a slowdown here. I have to stop it right. I pressed my space bar by accident. That's how nasty it is. It causes me to my arm to malfunction. That was a great way to end the stream, I'd say. Again, especially with that second drop now that you mention it. The punchy, huge compressed snare would definitely work wonders on here. Because this is heavy as hell. But the snare isn't really reflecting that, to be completely honest. So, the only real criticism I have is, one, maybe experiment with the snare choices, maybe take my advice for it. And two, I would turn down the LUFS a little bit. Because usually -3 is a good maximum loudness. You're going a little over that, so maybe turn that down. Especially if you want this to go on this may not go on streaming platforms, so you could probably ignore the loudness part, but still, I would probably do it anyway. Other than that, that was pretty good. Great way to end the stream. So yeah, that is it for today. Again, I would like to really apologize for all the mishaps that were happening. Like, I wasn't expecting my computer to just absolutely crap itself. But yeah. I will be opening submissions for next week shortly. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I do need to go, like, right now. So, I will see you all, next stream. See ya.